Welcome back, comic book nerds and otakus.
I'm your shoujo webtoon fanatic Zuria.
And I'm your friendly neighborhood game dad TJ.
And this is Off Panel, where we talk about all things anime
and all things comics, just off panel.
Okay, so today we're going to be talking about Jump Force because this is a crossover fighting game developed by Spike Chunsoft and published by Bandai Namco Entertainment. This game is a fighting game that features characters from several series of Weekly Shonen Jump, and this is made in celebration of its 50th anniversary. It was initially released last year, February 15, 2019, for Windows, PlayStation 4, and the Xbox. And the reason why we're talking about it today is because it's going to have a port to the Nintendo Switch on August 28, 2020.
So, you played Jump Force, right?
Actually played it a little bit last year, yeah. When at least we finished the story last year when it was around the time it was first released.
Okay, well, me, I haven't played Jump Force, so any of the things I'm gonna say about the game are from what I've seen on trailers and gameplay footage alone, and from what I can kind of guess at from my experience in game development. But for you, what do you think is like the main selling point of Jump Force? At least this version of this game.
I think, because I'm pretty sure if I remember right, there was another fighting game with the Shonen Jump characters, which was called J-Stars a few years before Jump Force. What sets it apart from J-Stars is for one, it's the way they made their models and their environments, because in Jump Force it's more real. It's leaning to the more realistic side, while in J-Stars it's leaning to the more animated side of it. And I don't remember actually if J-Stars had a story, but I know in Jump Force there's a story, and I guess something that players can kind of look forward to is that they can make their own characters in Jump Force. Like, you can make yourself or other characters from Shonen Jump that aren't in the roster of characters, like whether they're DLC or already there in the main game. And you can use your customized character to learn different kinds of fighting styles between the characters and mesh it together. So if I remember right, you could have a custom character which could have Kamehameha from Dragon Ball, while at the same time you can also use the Spirit Bombs or the Ray Gun from Yu Yu Hakusho, stuff like that.
Okay, the reason why I wanted to discuss what the selling point of the game is and stuff like that is because I feel like the fan base is really divided on whether or not Jump Force is a good game. Some people and some people don't. And with it coming to the Switch, I was wondering how people who didn't get it originally, like me, who might get it for the Switch when it comes out, how that might change with all of the DLC that's come out, any maybe balance fixes they've done. So when you played during the time of the launch, right?
Yeah.
You haven't played since then.
No.
Oh, okay. Well, for you, what was the gameplay like? Wait, so before we move on to that, the reason I wanted to speak earlier was about the character creation thing. And I think that it's a big selling point, or what's really cool about the game is that they do a character creation from your favorite series, and that's one of the reasons why I wanted to get it originally. So wait, moving on. What did you think was good and what did you think was bad about the game during its initial release?
Well, I think the concept and the idea behind it was good, and the character creation was pretty fun. Though it costs because at first your character creation is a little limited because you need to unlock the other stuff through the story or buy it in the shop with in-game currency. But the real problem here, I think, back then, I'm not sure if they fixed it yet, but when you tried to do a match online, it was always either taking forever to get the match online, or you're never gonna get a match online, or if you do get a match online, you're lagging so hard, even if it's with people in the same region as you. It's I don't even know what's happening. So like even though you're doing really well, because it's lagging so hard, you might still lose. So the online experience of that isn't very good at the start. Hopefully they fixed it by now.
How about the story mode? What do you think about it?
I think the story was okay. I don't remember much about it, but I remember it was a little bit funny or a little bit ridiculous. But I think it still fits like the whole shonen thing. There were some things were kind of funny, like how if you for example you won like a fight and then the enemy is like leaving and then you're just like, bro, why didn't we stop him, guys? We won.
Yeah, I think a lot of the complaints
So
were also about
the story
especially with how they had
nothing
facial animation.
to write. What were you saying?
Oh, sorry, no, I was agreeing that like a lot of people did say that story mode was one of the things that they got to think about the game, especially in how they did the cutscenes, because like the facial animations were really stiff. They only really animated the mouths and on the face. But for me, like from the perspective of someone who makes games, I feel like a game can still be saved even if it's like that, if its gameplay is fun. And from what I can see, the arena style combats looks really spectacular, especially with the semi-realistic style they're going for. Yeah, in the art direction. And I feel that just playing the game, like if you just played like local matches instead of like with the buggy online, I feel like you could have really enjoyed the game. Wait, you played other arena fighters, right? Like,
oh yeah.
What do you think it's better or worse than other arena fighters?
I think it's like, because like fighting games are most of the time they have like similar mechanics. I think it's like kind of average-ish. Like it's like it's not super unique, but it's fun enough to play.
Hopefully, people wait for the about the release for Nintendo Switch. Is it like a edition where they have all the DLC in it already, or is it just the base game?
Oh yeah, the Switch version, Jump Force Deluxe Edition, includes downloadable content from the first character pass, and yeah.
Oh, nice. Actually, I feel like you would have a better chance on the Switch because, like you said, the online is still buggy until now. But with the Switch, it's something you always play locally with other people.
Oh yeah.
The Switch always. I feel like it will have a better chance at least with that.
Yeah.
Moving on from Jump Force, on some upcoming news for comic books, we have a new Ultraman series from Marvel. So, this September, they'll be releasing basically a retelling of Ultraman's of the original Ultraman story, but in like comic form. I think it's just gonna be a mini series. But we pull up links. But what I wanted to discuss about this new Ultraman comic is the long history of Marvel and like Japanese media, because some people might not know, but back then, like, or something, in the late 70s, Marvel dubbed Stan Lee actually lent Marvel's properties to a Japanese company. They produced a tokusatsu show. For those who don't know, tokusatsu is suitmation, or basically it's like using suits to replicate like giant monsters, or using, like basically like Power Ranger stuff like that. And so they did a tokusatsu show of Spider-Man. So that's what people usually are sending like news about on Japanese Spider-Man, the one that they.
Oh my god, Japanese Spider-Man.
Yeah. So that's what they did. So Stan Lee and this Japanese company did like a partnership. So they lent Spider-Man, Captain America, and the Japanese company would do shows based on those characters. So they did one for Spider-Man, and they were gonna do one for Captain America, but it became another series of Super Sentai instead. So Sentai is actually what Power Rangers is adapted from. So fun fact: before Power Rangers came out, there was supposed to be a Super Sentai series adapted by Marvel, and that was the other half of their deal. So Stanley would lend characters from Marvel to this Japanese company, and then the Japanese company would lend their one of their Super Sentai series to Marvel to show in America. So it's kind of like a trade. But after they vetoed that show, the pilot for that show, everything kind of fell off. So the only things that really came out of it were the Spider-Man show, which now is becoming a bit more popular and might feature in Into the Spider-Verse too. And the Super Sentai series that was supposed to be the Captain America one, called Battle of BNHA. So that's why after the history recap, I just really wanted to bring that up because I think it's really cool that Western history are doing like this collaboration. Yeah. And it's cool that bringing back stuff like Ultraman. Ultraman, did you see the Netflix series today?
That was the only Ultraman that I've watched, actually.
Yeah, I really find it cool whenever they bring back and drop it or something. And I'm actually kind of excited to see what this version of Ultraman looks like because the one who does covers, like if you guys are looking at this right now, like look it up online. The ones who did the cover, if I'm not mistaken, is Alex Ross, and he's really famous in the comic book industry because he does this like the really beautiful like paintings for comic book covers and like even like whole comic books themselves. He can paint them all. It looks so realistic. Yeah, it looks so cool and realistic, and even has like models dressed up in the costumes for a little bit like act up and see so they can take photo references. That's cool. I'm excited to see what the art looks like when it comes down to that. Right now, of course, we only have the covers, but I want to see what the interior is like.
Me too. I like only knowing the Netflix Ultraman. I'm actually wondering how did they portray the other Ultramans? How many other Ultramans are there today? Like,
I'm actually not that. I'm not that well versed in like Ultraman lore. I was actually introduced to Ultraman thanks to Ben 10, one of the aliens based off of Ultraman, way big. So from there I learned some Ultraman. So like from the Ben 10 week, I read, this character. Okay, I'll check it out. There are a lot of Ultraman. Like when I tried googling them, like I kept seeing like a bunch of different designs from the same series. Like they're like Ultraman, and then it's followed by like a suffix. So like Ultraman, then like whatever this specific Ultraman is, and then I think it's supposed to be like a team or like a squadron of Ultraman, and people like pick up the mantle. So like sometimes another guy would this version of Ultraman instead of just like adding.
Oh yeah, that's what they did in Netflix.
Yeah, that was like the plot.
Sun succeeded the plot.
I'm pretty sure, the Netflix show is canonically a continuation of the original Ultraman series. Which looking back at it, it's kind of funny how it don't shifts because like some of the like some of the old Ultraman stuff that I've seen, like while the show can be serious, like some of the situations. Okay, yeah. So that just a quick recap. The new Ultraman comics from Marvel is coming out in September, so that's from the time of this recording, it's about 2 months away. And by the time you guys hear it, will be next month. So, hope you guys are looking forward for that, fans. And moving on from there, I'm going to be doing our anime review.
So today we're going to be reviewing the first episode of God of Highschool, which was originally a Korean webtoon that I actually did not read because I'm more on the romance ones.
So, what do you so like, let's talk about the opening segment first before it moves moves on to the protagonist.
Okay.
What did you think about how the series opened?
Well, like, it kind of started with, like, some sort of political agenda thing here, where they were trying to bring each other down. So, at first, I was just like, I'm not that into politics. But then, when it seemed like the Prime Minister, the one they were trying to take down, seemed to have, like, a plan. And then, suddenly, the sky went dark on the guys who were trying to bring it down. And then, weather changed, and like, so many words flew by. I was like, oh shoot, it's getting real. And then that's when I started getting interested, because after that scene, when the opening dropped, I was like, oh my gosh, this is it. I like the way they transition in every scene, actually.
Yeah, it's really, it keeps the energy up of the show. I really like that. And it's just really, it's also kind of surreal, like, because, okay, it's really surreal, because, like, this is, of course, a Korean webtoon, so the characters are Korean, right? And, like, I like it's surreal to hear, like, Korean characters speak Japanese, but then, like, I love how they have the K-pop music, like, for the intro to the album. It sets it apart from the other anime, of course, because in music and Japanese music sound different, and it blends so well with, like, the Japanese, like, anime style of animation, like the action is so smooth. I really like that. And going back to the opening for a bit, I did feel the same way. Like, I've seen clips of the show, and, like, I think I might have seen some manga bands before, where, like, I at first I was like, okay, so it's kind of slow, but I feel like I understand what you're setting up, because, like, having that opening shows that there's something more to them just fighting in, like, this tournament. I'm kind of excited to see where that goes. But once the episode steps into, like, the main thing with the protagonist, I got really excited, and this is one of the first shows in, like, some time to really get me shouting at the screen whenever. What about the OP? What did you think about that?
The opening song? Well, the opening song actually had, like, a really good beat to it, and, like, it showed off, like, several of what are probably, like, important or main characters and some of their fighting styles, and luckily, or so I think, I don't know, I didn't read the webtoon, but I think it didn't spoil anything either, so I think it was pretty good.
Actually, yeah, I'm pretty sure most of the footage came from the first episode, actually. Like, during the...
Yeah. Oh yeah, it looked familiar later on.
Yeah. I really like the theme for it. At first I was kind of worried, because, like, ever since, like, when, like, around 2010, when animated shows stopped doing, like, full, like, I mean, like, opening songs with lyrics, like, in Western anime, I was kind of worried that it was gonna be, like, an instrumental at the start, when it was mostly just the techno kind of thing. But then, as it went on, I really enjoyed the opening song.
Yes.
It really gets you pumped up, and I really like that about the show.
Yeah, the opening song actually, like, plays off well with, like, the ending song, because the opening song gets you hyped up, and then, like, the ending song is a little bit more calming, I guess.
Yeah. I always like the dynamic from, like, an anime scene.
Yeah.
So, what other things you want to talk about? Want to highlight about the show?
Soundtrack, like, even, like, in their chase scene or their fighting scene, they had, like, these, like, songs, like, with lyrics and stuff, and I really like when that happens in the OSTs of anything, like a game or an anime, because
yeah, that's awesome.
Sometimes it, like, really adds to the vibe of the scene.
What I really like about the chase scene is how efficient it was at storytelling, because it got a lot of information across. So, like, from like the I like how it, like, the entire, from when the protagonist wakes up, from when Mori wakes up until till they get to the tournament. The entire length of that time of the show is dedicated to exposition, right? And you barely notice it because so much action going on. And you get to see, you get to learn about the characters, what their skills are, and what their personalities, and how they bounce off of each other, interact with each other. I really like that. And then, what's really cool about it is how they also incorporated their fighting styles into the chase scene. So like, right away I could understand that Mori's in the I just want to make sure.
Yeah, his name is Mori.
So like Mori is like a speed type fighter, and I understood that. And then like I really like how they also showed that in his fighting style. He mostly does kicks, and when you're a speedy type character, it's usually kicks because like the legs are one of the heavier parts of the body. If you're fast enough to keep swinging them around, it's gonna hurt a lot more. It's like swinging fists. I really like that. And then the little subtle changes, the sudden changes in animation, like whenever. I really like that. It's really fun.
Yeah, I like the way they animated it because it's like really lively and it's really fitting because it really shows all the action that's happening. Even though like even if they're not doing much in the scene, there's still a lot of animation happening. Like at the start, when the politicians, I think, were standing in front of the water in the beach, there was so much animated there. Their hair, the wind, the background, like the sea, the trees. So
yeah, they really put in a lot, and I like that.
And like whenever they transition from one scene to another, it was like really smooth, even though they're switching perspectives, like from this character to the next character. It was so smooth that it didn't like feel unnatural in any way.
Yeah, like the entire like that entire chase scene took place in so many different parts of the scene, but you're never lost at any moment because the characters were all progressing in a way that made sense.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I want to highlight the character design as well. I really like how unique the characters are. Even like what's the other guy's name?
Oh my god, I don't remember his name. It was Korean. It takes me a while to get the Korean name.
The other guy, the powerhouse.
The guy.
The power type of the trio. Yeah, that guy. I like how even though his design kind of looks like I don't want to say generic because that's not like what it is. The character looks unique.
Ordinary.
Yeah, even what?
Like even if he's like a little bit on the ordinary side.
Yeah. Like, even though he's kind of plain, he still looks different from every other character. Like the same look as him. And and I like that. Like even like the small details they put in the character's eyes, the art, like that part of the art style I really like because it helps set them apart from other characters.
Yeah, like I actually like that detail because like even the mob characters, the random guys in the tournament, they just beat up, or the random guys in the audience watching it, they all look pretty distinct from one another, even though they don't have names. I
can actually remember a few of the mob characters off the top of my head, like the two guys who started fighting. I can remember them because of how.
Oh yeah.
Wait. What are your thoughts about the other characters they highlighted? Like big battles, like deep battles. Yeah, like the sequence, right? They focus on. Yeah, the other guys they focused on. Do you think?
I like.
Sorry. Go ahead.
What do I think? No, go on.
Yeah. So think about the other characters they highlighted. Like, do you think any of them would be like really important to the story or something? Or which ones did you just like based on like the design and fighting style?
I think they'll be important later on because I noticed like some of them were also the ones in the opening song. So maybe they're gonna be the ones that the main characters fight later on. But the one I liked the most was the guy in the Chinese outfit because he was the cutest.
I really liked his fighting style too. Like in the way they animated it.
Yeah, he looks so elegant.
It feels so real. Like how he moves.
Yeah. And his movements were also clean. Like, even if it wasn't as fast as the others who were attacking, he could still cleanly get rid of the people attacking him.
Yeah, I really like that. Like, fighting styles like that are really cool. Are really cool. Like, the more
Didn't even break.
yeah, he did.
So, other than him, I mean, I guess the other people were because he was the cutest guy.
I found the wrestler girl really funny.
Yeah.
It was just so sudden how she just dropped the other guy.
Oh yeah, and then at the end, her bubble.
Yeah.
That was a good touch.
Remember
The other guy is also pretty.
the one with the sword and glasses? Yeah.
Yeah. He's such a badass. He doesn't even need to look at.
I'm really excited to see more of this show.
Yeah, I like action and fantasy and stuff, but I'm usually reading, shoujo girly romance stuff on the side instead of that. So like when I started watching this, because I was like, okay, this is like something people keep telling me to read, but I keep not doing it because I'm not convinced. And then I watched the episode and I was like, okay, I'm convinced.
Yeah, it's really cool. I feel like a lot of people will enjoy it, even though it's not really the type of thing you watch.
Yeah. That's like me. I don't really watch this, but I think I'm gonna be
Nice.
They did a really good job on the first episode.
Yeah, I really like it. It's really good, and honestly, I kind of want to take notes on it, on how like they did, how they did like character introductions and stuff like that. It's really like what I said before, it's really efficient, and from a writing standpoint, it's really so good and how they do it. I kind of want to take like rewatch the episode a couple more times. How they did it.
For like reference when you make games and stuff.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm always hesitant to give anything a perfect score, but I kind of just want to because I really like them.
Same.
Yeah. Okay. So.
I also think you should get 5 out of 5.
Nice. Yeah, I'll give it a 5 out of 5. Like, I really recommend to watch it.
Watch God of Highschool.
Watch God of Highschool or we'll beat you. Wait.
Oh, wait. Wait a minute, DJ.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
No.
Because, like really, it seems like when they introduce the tournament, it seems like it's just something where you watch people beat each other up in their high schoolers. But then, like, later on you realize the winner can get, like, a wish, and then you're just like, what's everyone wishing for?
Yeah. It's really interesting to see what everyone's gonna be fighting for.
Yeah.
Alright, so yeah, moving on from the anime, we have our sharing segment. So Surya, today what are we gonna do?
Today we're going to voice act 2 scenes from the first chapter of this manga called Class ga Isekai Shokan Sareta Naka Oredake no Kontan desu ka. So that's in English. My entire class was summoned to another world except for sad. So as it says in the title, the main character had all of his classmates in 9th grade isekai'd as heroes to subjugate the demon lord, except him. He got the powers given by the god, but he was just outside of the range of the magic circle, so he got stuck in the field.
I really like how fun this premise is. It's very unique.
It's true.
Alright, so we're gonna be voicing this is the opening scene of the comic.
Yeah, the first thing we'll voice is the first 3 pages, which is actually pretty short. It's the opening sequence where the class gets isekai.
And then what's the context for the others?
For the second scene, it's a little later into chapter 1, when he's already in high school. This is his first day of school, where he met a girl, and they were just, like, they were friends. He helped her out, and then they were on the rooftop when terrorists suddenly attacked the school.
Alright, so let's start with the first scene. Let's just go in there.
Right. I don't actually know how to do this. Okay.
Yeah, I was practicing voices earlier, actually.
You practiced already?
Yeah, I was practicing. It's gonna be hard to keep the voices consistent. Alright, so I'll just start and then let's keep going.
Okay.
It all happened when I was in 9th grade.
Hi, nice to meet you. Afternoon, everyone. I'm Metron, god of another world. I'll be in your care. What?
Voice in my head!
Sorry to be so sudden. You all are requested to subjugate the Demon Lord, it seems. Of course, you cannot refuse. I will give everyone skills based on your talents. Well then, since there's no time, I'm teleporting you to my world. Enjoy your life in another world, heroes.
The entire class has appeared in the magic circle to the new world. Seriously? Well, for now, back to sleep. Out of bounds of the magic circle. Only I remain.
So that was the first.
And, we're gonna move on to the next one. Starting now.
Hey, Kamiya-kun, what's that?
A gunshot.
Gun?
It's probably terrorists.
Terrorists? From the new school. What should we do, Kamiya-kun?
For now, it's safest to stay here. I bet all exits are blocked.
No way.
Good night.
You're sleeping?
There's nothing we can do anyways.
No, wait. Don't sleep, please. Don't leave me by myself.
Alright. For the time being, I'll call that person.
Who are you calling?
Just an acquaintance. Hello? It's me, old man.
What is it? Why are you calling me now? I'm busy.
It should be on the news soon. It's terrorists, you know.
What?
I called you for that reason. Terrorists are at my school.
What? Are you serious? What is it with you? It's Konami school, right?
Yeah. So sleepy. So, what's happening on your end now?
We started negotiating with the terrorists. Their demands are a getaway helicopter with at least 3 hours getaway time. Otherwise, they'll start killing people one at a time.
So, how are you going to proceed?
Well, we know we are doing our best. The enemy is an internationally wanted terrorist. We don't have enough information to do anything. I wish someone was inside who knows their location and how many they are and how to defeat them.
I'm not doing it.
No, I'll feed you the ramen this time.
Not worth it.
Hey, it's not just any ramen. It's the recently popular in the news. Men ramen.
Men, you say? I'll only release the hostages.
Really?
What? Had extra noodles, but eggs and gyoza to go.
What? You're asking for too much. It's right before payday. I'm broke.
I'll contact you when I'm done.
What was that phone call about?
I just gotta ask for a favor. Wait here, Kameishi-san.
Wait, what? Kamiya-kun?
Alright, let's see.
Yes, nice. Oh my god, I almost laughed in the middle because the other classmate became Sonic. He became Sonic and I almost started laughing instead of saying that.
I was running out of voices to pick from. The voices I do are like deep voice, Sonic voice, voice, and then, like the other ones are too cartoony to do. So.
To be fair, I didn't know what to do for Metron. I just know because Metron looks kind of like. I don't know. I actually don't know if Metron is a guy or a girl, but he looks like a kid, so I tried.
I mean, it fits. I thought.
Okay. I thought you were gonna say Minion Ramen. You lie.
It's what I was focusing on. So.
Minion Ramen.
So.
Okay. Moving on to the next one.
Moving on to the next one. I also have another voice acting thing. This time I got this Sonic X BNHA fanfic from koutabro. It's called Chaos Control. Wherever this podcast is going to be going up, I'll try to leave the link for it in the description so you guys can also check it out afterwards. So, let's just start. You start us off with the narration and then we go from there.
Gotcha. The scene is set. It's only a week after the UA Sports Festival, and the masses were going ballistic. There was already a panel interview scheduled with Bakugo Katsuki, the infamous winner. Looming over Japan was the recent attack on the and sadly, their last hope was held in the hands of an egotistical, selfish, but still intelligent Bakugo. Class 1A prayed he didn't do anything to ruin their reputation further. One man stood up, holding his phone in front of him.
Now, before we conclude, Mr. Bakugo, we have one more question from Twitter. It asks, there are concerns over the safety of Japan's citizens due to the space colony's attack on the moon. Tweet continues, what do you have to say about the theft of dangerous artifacts that could cause attacks like this to happen again?
Bakugo paused and then let out a chuckle. Sneer forming across his face.
You mean the Chaos Emeralds?
His smirk grew.
I'm going to assume you mean the Chaos Emeralds. Because if that's what you're concerned about...
He stuck his hand into his pocket, setting a green object on the podium.
I've got one of them right here.
The room immediately exploded, gasps coming left and right. Flashes from cameras were enough to blind even those with perfect vision. A Chaos Emerald! They shouted in terror. Scrambling to exit the premises, chairs and tables falling. Voices from the men in black suits pointing guns in his direction rose above the rest.
Mr. Bakugo, put your hands up and turn around slowly.
Bakugo ignored, instead crossing his arms over his chest, Chaos Emerald in hand.
Chaos Control!
He yelled, sticking the arm holding the green object out. A flash of light erupted from his body, and that was the last thing seen before the interview cut off. Please stand by, television screens across the country said, static in the background. People everywhere stared in disbelief at what had just happened, forever wondering why and how the hell Bakugo Katsuki was in possession of a Chaos Emerald. The end.
I might have to record the times and repeat about it, but I thought it went well.
It went well. It's okay, TJ. I keep leaking and I'll just fix it. Normalize.
Yeah, equalization.
Yes.
Alright, so we're moving on to some challenges from our fans this time.
Which ones are we doing today, TJ?
Okay, I'll pick one and I get to pick one too. Let's see. I kind of want to do this last one on the list. Please do your impression of Master Yoda from Star Wars.
We can do that.
Alright, you want to go first?
Okay, give me a moment to think of something to say.
Sure.
Or should we say the same thing? What are we doing here?
I don't know, you just say something, I'll say something, it's fine.
Okay, let me think. Okay, YOLO. Try it out. I am sorry. I don't know if this is gonna be okay, but let's try it out then. So here's my best impression of Master Yoda from Star Wars. Watch Shrek, I must.
Yeah.
Oh my god, TJ, are you okay?
Okay. I actually pulled up this old website I used to go to called the Yoga Speak Generator.
Oh my god.
And you can type in a sentence and it translates to Yoga Speak.
Oh no.
Okay. With great power comes great responsibility. Yes! I have no idea.
The sound is it's really the that gets
You're
nice.
What did you want to do from the fan challenges?
I'd say number 10, but I think this is a little too difficult.
Yeah, might be. We might save it for later.
Okay, let's try number 9.
Number 9. Wait. Okay, here, let's go. So, this one, number 9, is try to imitate the voice of someone else, sent in by Garrett.
Because in memory of Garrett, I will imitate Garrett.
Wait, sorry, you'll imitate who?
Garrett.
What? Wait, sorry. I didn't hear you. What did you say?
Garrett.
Ah, okay.
Oh my god. I'm just gonna say like one thing or one or two things from that I've heard while he's playing Identity 5.
Okay.
Jeremy, please, no, don't rescue me, no. he just start, okay, for context, he just starts screaming Queen whenever he sees, like, the hunter bloody Queen. And then, if we try to save him, he starts yelling at us to stop and get away. No, don't rescue me, please. Yeah, that's Garrett.
Yeah.
I don't know if I did his voice or if I just did I think I just did an impression. Oh well.
I think it counts. I count it. I count it.
Alright. Okay, what about you, DJ?
Okay, wait. I'm gonna cheat and I'm just gonna do a voice I always do. I'm gonna do a Sonic impression.
Oh no. Okay. I see how it is.
But I'll still incorporate Gary in something.
It's all Garrett. Really, that's true.
Okay. Alright. Oh! Wait, please, no! Don't turn me into a marketable plushie! No!
Marketable plushie! Oh no!
No, that's no good! Okay.
Alright. So we'll move on to the fan mail today, and we'll take a few questions. So you want to pick the first one, TJ?
Alright, all the Arlo ones I just use them. But I don't know which one.
It's okay, you can pick all the Arlo ones.
Pick some of the Arlo ones. No, okay, let's see. I want number 21 just to continue with the Garrett thing. Why is Garrett?
Oh, that's the one? Okay, we're doing that.
Sent in my arm. Why is Garrett?
Why is Garrett? I don't know how to answer that.
Oh.
What do you want to hear?
I think the full question should be, why is Garrett bloody?
Why is Garrett what?
Bloody Queen.
Because he simps for bloody Queen. That's nice. I'm kidding.
Oh, no. Okay, let's just not count that one. Just pick another question.
Okay, let's just pick something else.
Okay.
I still mark this down.
Yeah, sure. We need to pick something else that actually makes sense.
Okay.
What do you want to answer from the question? Yeah.
We can answer this one because it's an iPod.
Ah, yeah, sure. So,
okay.
Since our theme is back to school, this next question is actually pretty important to what our current condition is right now. So yeah.
The question is, are you with or against online classes? Thoughts from her?
Do you want to start us off, or?
Okay, I can start then. So I'm actually with online classes. Like, I don't see any issue with continuing with online classes. I know that not everyone is able to just like access the online classes all the time. They might have some circumstances at home, or like internet problems, or they got sick or something like that. But I think, like, assuming they don't stop the school years and have like an educational freeze, assuming that doesn't happen, I'm with online classes because, well, for me, I'm like more comfortable like staying at home because, for one, it's pretty dangerous to go out these days, and like it's pretty nerve-wracking too, like when you have to get something from the outside, or when you have to go somewhere like groceries and such, because like what if you get infected, what if your family gets infected, stuff like that is worrying. And also the fact that I can like sleep in more when it's online classes because because I can like just wake up, I don't know, 30 minutes before the class and then eat while the class is going on instead of waking up earlier to travel and such.
Yeah, for me, I'd actually agree. I'd also agree with like online classes, and I can just like you, I can see why other people might not be okay with online classes, like how it's set up. But for me, I think the school has been able to adjust pretty well, because like you actually don't have to attend the classes. Nobody takes attendance.
Yeah.
You don't have to attend the classes. All the deadlines are literally they're like at the end of the semester or term, right? And all you have to do really is just even if you don't have access to internet like consistently, or you have like a home computer, you can ask your friend to like text you the details of what you do this week or something like that. And since all lines are at the end of however long anyway, they're not gonna be like, oh, you have to submit this next week. It's all the deadline. So literally anything that you have to get the subject is at the end of the sem or term. It's really flexible for people who don't have access to the internet consistently, have the Wi-Fi, or might not have even access to the computer unless they go to like the shop. So I feel like how it's set up right now and the requirements that the teachers give us are pretty well adjusted. But yeah, those are my thoughts on it. I feel like the school is adjusted well enough to the current condition of the world. And there's a lot of leeway given for people who can submit on time. There's not even a penalty for submitting late, actually.
Yeah, there's also some teachers who will adjust the requirements. Like if you're, for example, in PE, for my class, we were asked to give videos of workout, but for people who couldn't like handle uploading videos and such, for the teacher like lowered the amount of time needed in the video, and also gave an alternative. If we really can't do a video, we can just do this kind of Word doc thing.
Yeah, the Word doc.
Yeah, they're giving alternatives for those with weaker internet connections and limited data.
Yeah, I feel like we have a good system right now.
While it might have been a bit rough at the start, I feel like if we're gonna continue with the online class setup, I think we have a really good process right now, and hopefully we won't encounter too many issues in the future.
So that's that for the first question.
What's your morning routine from Arlo? Oh wait, yeah, sorry. How do you want to answer this? Since I'm pretty sure this was sent in during the time we were still in school. So you want to answer it in that context or now? Like in the context of now?
I don't do much, so I can do either.
Alright. I guess I could do both.
Okay, for when there was actually you're right. So I wake up, and then when there was school, I'd just like go to the bathroom, wash my face, brush my teeth, get ready and all that, and then go to school, and then I'll just eat breakfast in school when it's like 7:30.
Yeah.
Because there's not that much time in the morning. Now I am pretty much the same thing, except I eat breakfast at home. Or I might not even eat breakfast because I don't wake up in the morning.
When there was still school, I woke up. My mom would wake me up and then like really groggily, I'd like stumble into the CR, like the shower, and then then we'd head off. I used to eat like breakfast, like real quick, like a small breakfast before I went. But then like eventually, like with how many projects we do and how late I have to do all of it, since of course there's so much traffic from Makati going back to Manila City. I sleep in late, and it was I don't have in the morning, so I just eat at school. Yeah. But now that we're doing the online class setup stuff, I've been usually doing my morning routine that I do whenever it's like summer. So, like I wake up in the morning. It's either I do exercise first, or like a small exercise first, and then I'll eat breakfast, or I'll do breakfast first and do a bigger exercise afterwards. And then, right now my morning routine has been I'll wake up, eat breakfast, exercise, play like Doom Eternal or something, because I'm grinding for the current event. I really want this really cool like Doom guy skin that they have, and the game keeps crashing whenever I'm playing the master levels, and I on the Ultra Nightmare ones. So after that, I just get to work on whatever I need to do. So that's my morning.
I guess we can answer this one from Garrett. What have you guys been doing ever since quarantine started? For me, ever since quarantine started, I've been drawing several things, whether it's just fan art or animatics and stuff. I've been drawing and playing a lot of Identity 5, and playing, sleeping, eating a lot. Because all I do is self-indulgent art, and I just keep it myself.
Me, ever since quarantine started, I've actually been really excited, like, ever since quarantine started, even though, like, it was still, like, the start of online classes, and it was, like, now that I don't have to spend so much time traveling back and forth from here to school, and then, like, all the time we have to spend, like, because, like, even though I can bring my laptop to school, usually we're even in between classes, we're busy with whatever thing we had to do in previous class, so I don't get to work on my own personal projects, even though I always have my laptop with me. But so now I'm really excited. It's like, ever since quarantine started, I've been able to do so much more. Like, I can regularly upload to my art accounts and stuff, and I've also been starting a video series on YouTube, thanks to all the free time I have now. And I'm also gonna get to work on my game project. So like I've been wanting to do like a big game project, and I'll spend like my college years on it or something. To do like my passion project for like their portfolio. And I can finally get started on it because of the part. Yeah. So that's what I've been doing.
Nice. That's good.
Ever since the quarantine started. Yeah.
Okay, so before we end this episode, we'll be giving some online learning tips since it's that time of the year again.
Okay, so for those who are adjusting to online learning, most of the complaints I hear are about maybe like the teacher speaking too fast or something like that, or maybe like they're not just understanding the lesson because of the way it's being presented. Here's what I do whenever I need more help understanding a lesson. I usually compare notes with my friends, or like, for example, if it's a topic you're having a hard time understanding, you can look up the topic online. YouTube is actually like a really good place to learn, because there are a lot of educational channels out there, and they're not like the boring ones where it's just like they're just explaining the video and they're showing like a bunch of like low quality animations and something like that. But it's like really entertaining, and it's in that sort of like, it has like that brand of humor that we all our generation kind of likes. And there are so many different YouTube channels that you can find that are very informative, and you can learn a lot from them. And like, what's that called? I mean, stuff like Minute Physics, Crash Course, those YouTube channels are really good sources for subjects that you may have a hard time understanding, they do like videos where they break down a topic in just like a short amount of time. Actually, I find it really cool that whatever, like a lesson that takes weeks to teach in school, it can be taught in like one YouTube video, and you can like have a good basic foundation of understanding on the topic and stuff like that. So, our internet to your advantage. Google what you can, look up multiple sources, and I'm sure that whatever you thought you couldn't understand or you thought something was too hard, eventually it will just become something that's easy for you because you'll be able to understand everything about it.
In addition to that, it's also important to communicate with your teachers if you're having a hard time understanding the lesson or if you're having a hard time completing the requirements for whatever reason. If you need, because there are some teachers that are actually willing to help you and repeat the lesson for you if you didn't understand in a separate time slot, or switch up the requirements a little bit for you, like tinker it so that your like what you have, your software, your hardware, can handle it as well and submit output. And I guess another tip could be like to try and not procrastinate, because if you do your assignments as soon as you can, not saying to do it like immediately even if there's still something else to do, just as soon as you can instead of putting it off until the last minute, it'll help prevent the assignments from getting to be too much and overwhelming. And as long as you prevent it from getting to be piled up so much, you should be able to manage the assessments quite easily, despite like, even if like every subject gives you an assessment, you should still be able to handle it because you didn't procrastinate, so it didn't all time.
Yeah, that's some really good like advice to give for that, and hopefully you guys will be able to adjust to our online learning setup. And if you guys need help, just make sure, just like what Zuri says, talk to your friends, talk to your teachers, and hey, why not? If you have any questions about like what to do for online learning, maybe you can leave it in the comments below wherever this is going up, and we'll try to reach out.
Nice. So that was about 1 hour.
See you guys next time.